Most people, half of what they thought today is the same things they thought yesterday about themselves, about their life, about their business. That's why most people's lives don't change very much. But if you wake up and you start realizing, I'm living in a home, an emotional home I don't want, you can change it. See, because everybody's got it. If you got $1 billion, check this out. If you had $1 billion, but the habitual emotions you go back to are frustrated and pissed off, then your life is called frustrated and pissed off. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Write this down, please. The quality of my life is the quality of my habitual emotions. The quality of my entire life is nothing but the quality of my habitual emotions. Whatever habits of emotion, wherever my emotional home is, I will find a way to get back there. And until I change that, I'm going to have a problem. How many of you see people in some part of the world, in my country, for example, you'll see this in the middle of America where there's certain places that have cyclones all the time. Or maybe down in New Orleans or places where every few years you get a huge storm that wipes out everybody right on the coast there. But then 2 years later, it happens again. They rebuild, it happens again. How many have ever thought to yourself, why don't these people move? And why don't they move, guys? Because it's what they're conditioned. They call that home. I don't want to leave my home. It's what I know. It's easy to see when it's somebody else and it's physical. It's harder to see when it's yourself and it's emotional because we have an emotional home.
Some of you grew up in a really tough environment. I did too. Life can be incredibly difficult, filled with moments of pain, frustration, and doubt. Maybe you grew up in a home where there wasn't enough love or where challenges seemed to stack up every day. I know what that's like because I've been there. It was a brutal, painful experience. Part of who I am today is because I made a choice not to live in that suffering anymore. I knew I had to find answers, and I knew that deep down there had to be more to life than just pain. And because I went through so much suffering, I now feel compelled to do everything in my power to help others avoid that pain. I can't control everything, but I can help, and not just a little, but massively. If there's anything I can do to help you move away from the suffering you've experienced or are experiencing now, I want to do it. My desire to spare you from pain is born from my own journey. When you've experienced deep suffering, you develop this powerful drive not just to heal yourself, but to help others heal as well. Now, let's think about this. Most people suffer, even when they're successful. It's not about money, status, or recognition. True success comes from something much deeper. You can have a flourishing career, a beautiful home, and be surrounded by people who love you. But if you aren't feeling fulfilled inside, you aren't truly living. If you aren't feeling joy, peace, or love in your heart, then something is missing. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. So many people chase after external achievements, believing that once they hit a certain goal, they'll finally be happy. But here's the truth, none of those external things will ever bring you lasting fulfillment. Happiness and fulfillment are internal experiences. And do you know why many people feel empty despite their success? It's because they've built emotional homes that are rooted in negativity. Maybe your emotional home is filled with frustration, worry, or anger. Maybe it's a place of doubt or feeling that life is unjust. It's not that you want to feel those things, but those emotions have become comfortable, familiar. It's what you're used to. So when life challenges you, you automatically revert to those emotions, even if they're not serving you. Think about it. How many of you know someone who is always angry about something, no matter what's going on in their life? Or someone who is constantly worried, always finding something to stress about, even in good times? These people have emotional homes built on negativity. It's not that they can't be happy, it's that their emotional conditioning pulls them back to anger, worry, or frustration, because that's where they're comfortable. But here's the beautiful part: you can change your emotional home. What if you could live in a home filled with joy, love, and gratitude? What if you could make the majority of your emotional states positive, no matter what's going on around you? Imagine waking up every day feeling light, happy, and full of energy, even when life throws challenges your way. Imagine facing the injustices of the world, the frustrations of daily life, and still holding on to peace, compassion, and playfulness. What would your life feel like if you could spend 90 to 95% of your days in those states? And here's the thing, you can make that change, and it doesn't have to take years. This is not something you have to wait for. You can start right now. I'm not saying you'll never feel negative emotions again, we all do. And sometimes those emotions are necessary signals telling us that something needs to change. But the key is not to let those emotions take over your life. Most people get stuck in their negative emotions and hold on to them, making them their identity. They carry their anger, their sadness, their frustration like heavy baggage, and it weighs them down every single day. But life doesn't have to be that way. Negative emotions will never give you what you truly want. The money won't do it. The praise from others won't do it. The accomplishments won't do it. The only thing that will truly change your life is your decision to live in a beautiful state, no matter what. You have the power to decide that no matter what happens, you will not let suffering control your life. You can draw a line in the sand and say, this is it. I am done with suffering. I choose joy. I choose love. I choose peace. Life is too short to waste it on suffering. We all have pain. Pain is inevitable. But suffering is a choice. And for most of us, it doesn't feel like a choice because we've built the habit of suffering. We're used to feeling stressed, angry, or worried, and we've conditioned ourselves to live that way. But just like any other habit, you can break free from it. You can rewire your brain, retrain your heart, and rebuild your emotional home into something magnificent. Imagine living in a home of joy where the walls are built from love and the foundation is gratitude. Imagine walking through life with a sense of peace, even when things don't go your way. This isn't some far-off dream. It's a reality you can create for yourself. But it starts with a decision. It starts with you deciding that you're no longer going to be a victim of your emotions. You're going to take control of your emotional home and transform it into a place of beauty, resilience, and strength. The change can happen quicker than you think. It can happen this weekend if you truly commit to it. If you push yourself, if you throw all of your energy into it, you can start to see the transformation in a matter of days. I'm not promising perfection. You will still face challenges and you will still feel negative emotions from time to time to time. But when those emotions come, you will know how to move past them. You will have the tools to shift back into a state of joy, love, and peace. Remember this, you are stronger than your circumstances. You have the power to shape your experience of life. The world around you may be chaotic, but inside you can create peace, you can create joy. You can create a life that feels beautiful, no matter what challenges come your way. The decision is yours. You can choose to stay in the emotional home. You've built a home of worry, anger, frustration, or you can choose to upgrade. You can choose to build something new, something magnificent. And when you do, not only will your life change, but you will inspire others to change as well. Because when you live in a beautiful state, you give others permission to do the same. You become a light, a source of hope and inspiration for those around you. So make the decision today. Choose joy. Choose love. Choose a life that you will look back on and say, that was a life worth living. You deserve it. You are capable of it. And today is the day to begin.